Are there aspects to your day that you feel as if you're just, checking the box? Do you ever strive to reach out of your comfort zone, become uncomfortable, and level up? Privileged to be your host, this is Jason Wabick. Now, let's uncheck the box. A great day to everybody out there. Again, my name is Jason Wabick, host of the Uncheck the Box podcast, where today we continue our journey together in striving to be the best versions of ourselves that we can possibly be. Happy day to you, everybody out there. Listen, it's been a couple weeks. I must say, it was against my MO. It was against my plan. And, life caught up to me, and I just felt just outright exhausted. I usually do these where I, plan them out on Friday, maybe into Saturday, possibly Sunday morning. And I just caught myself on Friday and into Saturday, not only continuing to stay busy, as 4 kids will do that to you, but I did catch myself just being flat out mentally exhausted. And that was a perfect topic for today because it does happen, and sometimes we just got to hit the recharge button. Sometimes we got to just reassess everything and get to the root and try to figure it out. So that was me over the course of the last couple of days, just trying to figure it out, and I'll kind of give you some examples. But today, we're going to be talking about mental exhaustion, how we get to that point, what's possibly going on with us, and then also ways in which we can try to combat this beast as best way possible, I guess. So, mental exhaustion can happen to anybody who experiences long-term stress. It can make you feel overwhelmed and emotionally drained, and make your responsibilities and problems seem impossible to overcome. And it hits us, everybody. It hits us individually at different points in our life, different points of our month or week or day. So I was reading this article on healthline.com because, there could be some biological things going on here as well, and I'm not the medical/biological person expert, if you will. So I always refer to sources that are certainly credible. So I was reading this article on mental exhaustion, again on healthline.com, and some of the signs that they said to look out for are things like, but not limited to, depression, anxiety, apathy, which is basically not caring about much, detachment, anger, hopelessness, feeling of dreadfulness, lack of motivation, decline in productivity, and difficulty concentrating. Now, fortunately, most of these signs, for me at least, are pretty drastic, But I can certainly resonate with a couple of these, things like feeling, or should I say lack of motivation, just feeling tired and not motivated to maybe do a podcast episode perhaps, right? So again, I'll go into that, but yeah, definitely felt that recently. Decline in productivity, not so much, but difficulty concentrating, absolutely, because your mind is focusing in on certain aspects that might be consuming your time and your energy. There are also some physical signs to watch out for. Things like headaches, body aches, weight fluctuation, and increased illness. The headaches one definitely speaks to me because that's the one out of these 4 examples that I see more often, personally anyway. There was a time where I took a promotion at work, and I became a manager for the first time. And I remember my first 2 days specifically. I remember specifically asking myself, Jason, not only are you working in the same industry, but are you working for the same company? It was that different. When moving to this management side of the desk, I really assumed more responsibility and took on a workload that I wasn't used to. Those first couple days were exhausting mentally to the point where I physically experienced headaches. Now, something, those are certainly not too difficult to take care of, right? But if it's anything more serious than that, especially when you get into that weight fluctuation and illness, it is time to probably seek the help of a medical professional, right? Some behavioral signs to watch out for. If your performance at work is slipping, it might be a sign. Social withdrawal, inability to keep personal or professional commitments, and calling in sick often. Definitely keep a lookout. If some of these things are starting to appear, it might be a sign of over mental exertion, and once again, probably the time to seek the help of a medical professional. So, according to this article, it said, there is a difference between stress and mental exhaustion, and I thought that was really profound. What is the difference? So I'll read from here an excerpt. It said, stress is something everyone experiences from time to time. It's our body's natural response to positive and negative situations that are new, exciting, or scary. This biological response results in a surge of stress hormones, including adrenaline and cortisol. This boost of hormones helps us react quickly to the perceived threats and high-pressure situations that require quick thinking. Once the stressor has been removed, your body should go back to normal. Mental exhaustion is usually the result of long-term stress. When you're continually dealing with things that activate your body's stress response, your cortisol levels remain high. Eventually, this begins to interfere with normal body functions, such as digestion, sleep, and your immune system. So, again, I couldn't have said it any better. Again, I turn to the experts when it comes to biologically what's taking place. And so I felt that snippet there really explained the difference between stress and mental exhaustion. Stress we are going to experience. I've said that multiple times in this podcast. We experience stress every single day. Anytime we have to make decisions, we experience stress. But mental exhaustion is found, which is a heightened level of stress over a longer period of time. And a longer period of time doesn't have to be days or weeks. It could certainly be hours. But it's a matter of doing that stressful activity and having those hormone levels high and remaining at that high peak. So how can we cope? How can we cope with this managing, should I say, this stress versus mental exhaustion? So there's a few things that we can do. Again, not limited to these, but there's definitely a few things we can do. Number one, we can lighten the load. My friends out there, please, okay? Ask for help. You're not in this alone. Whatever the activity is, whatever the project is, okay? Lighten the load. Find a buddy. Find a person that is maybe well-versed in that new task that you're trying to accomplish, a new goal, okay? And ask for some help. Sometimes another set of eyeballs makes a world of difference. I got to tell you, anytime you're learning something new, okay, and you're pushing yourself, and you're throwing yourself into that uncomfortable zone that I most oftentimes speak of, that's going to create higher levels of stress and potentially extend itself into mental exhaustion. But my friends, that's where we can help each other do that, okay? So don't forget, you're not in this alone. Some of the signs of being exhausted is not a bad thing, but you just don't want it to continue on day after day. Number two, take a break. Okay? It's time to rest and recharge those batteries. Take a walk, get fresh air. Sometimes that alone will do it. That's very short term. Again, by standing up, stretch, walk around, get a breath of fresh air, like I said, okay? Sometimes that'll do it. So try that out. Number three, start your day with the tougher tasks. It has been proven that we are the most sharp in the morning. So why wouldn't we do some of the tougher tasks or a task that we're trying to learn? Why wouldn't we start our day doing that? Sometimes a good night's sleep is all that you need to unblock that brain. Is it just me, or has anybody else out there found that you were trying to figure something out right before bed, or maybe it was the evening time, and you just experienced a mental block and you couldn't figure it out? You woke up the next day, and then all of a sudden it came to you, almost like it came to you in a dream overnight. No, my friends, that was that quality sleep that you needed to recharge those batteries, that when you woke up the next morning, you were ready to go. Your brain was ready to attack that task that you were at least perceived to be blocked at the night before. Number 4, exercise. I've referenced it many times. It has changed my life. It lowers overall stress levels, reduces anxiety, improves your mood, stronger immune system. And my friends, a brisk walk is all you really need. Yes, some of us are into different high-intensity, workout training, circuit trainings, or running, biking. But even if it's just a brisk walk, 30 minutes, get outside, walk the dog, sometimes that's all it takes. Number 5, sleep. And get plenty of it. It's a huge thing, my friends. I know some of us are more of a night person than morning person. I've single-handedly have fluctuated my sleep schedule, so this way I get to bed at around 10 o'clock, wake up in between 5 and 6. It fluctuates, but it's usually within an hour every morning. So this way I'm ready to go, and I start my day on the right foot. So get plenty of sleep. And lastly, medical assistance. I've said it a couple times already, but a way of coping with mental exhaustion sometimes is just to get professional medical assistance. And so if you feel that's where you're at, then by all means, that's the best method of approach. So my friends, I say it many times, I appreciate you, appreciate this platform. Thank you for joining me this week. I apologize that I myself have experienced mental exhaustion recently, that I caught myself really just feeling unmotivated, right, to take to this mic. But I'm glad I chose this topic. I'm glad I looked into the studies that shows, mental exhaustion happens to all of us. And you know what? It's okay. It's okay. I'm trying to still push myself. All right, but sometimes we just need to reset. So again, I appreciate every one of you out there. And until next time, same place. Have a great rest of your day and a phenomenal week. Thank you again so much.